Chapter 10. Marin. I spent all of that night wondering and excited what my boyfriend had planned for me. What kind of game was he going to play with me? I couldn't wait to log into Let's Be Frank the next day. After Lindsay and Daphne left, I looked down at my phone. I logged into the Let's Be Frank blog and started to read.
Mitch, what's up, Frank? As I said today, I'm going to play a game with my girl. This entry is to you, but today it's not for you. It's for her. It's been a long few weeks with everything that has happened, but today we're going to have some fun by playing a game called Either or And. All day, I will write clues using this blog, Frank. Each clue will give her a choice. It will be either or sometimes it will be either or and she can choose to do both things. And at the end will be a big surprise. Okay, my girl Frank didn't have a childhood. She was too busy doing things for her parents and doing things for her sister. They didn't even think about letting her have some fun. So the first part of this game is going to be about childhood and giving her some of that back. Although I can't give her all of it back, I can give her some of it back. So here's the first clue. Do you want to go chronologically through your childhood and teen years? Or do you want to go from your teen years to your childhood? Make your selection by checking the box below.
Marin. I checked chronologically. Then I clicked OK. The next page said, you have clicked to go chronologically through your childhood and teen years. Your first activity will be ready for you at 12 p.m. Lindsay already had your clothes prepared. Have a great day, sweetie, and I will see you tonight for the big surprise. As soon as I was done reading what's on my phone, Lindsay came in. Like Mitch said in the blog, my clothes were already prepared. A casual blouse with some nice blue jeans and white sandals. The girls got me ready as quick as they could. On the dot of 12, a luxury accessible limousine picked me up. "Good morning, Miss Janice," the driver said to me. The limousine had a ramp for me to get in. Once I got in, there was a fridge full of everything that I could want or need. In the limo, I was served breakfast. Eggs, bacon, toast, all my favorites that I wasn't able to have when my parents and sister were alive, because they would always finish it all and leave porridge for me. It's not that I minded oatmeal, but every day it was nice to have a real breakfast. As I ate, my stomach was full of anticipation about what the day would bring for me. About 15 minutes after I ate breakfast, we stopped at our first destination. As the driver let down the wheelchair ramp for me and I got out, I was met by an attendant that I had never seen before. "Hi, my name is Laura, and I will be your attendant for the day. I will escort you to every place and assist you with whatever you need." "Ready to do your first activity, Miss Janice?" "Yes, and call me Marin." "All right, Marin, let's go." Laura led me to the most beautiful place I've ever seen. It was so light and airy and full of trees. For a second, I didn't know what it was. But as I looked closer, it looked like a playground. But not just any type of playground. It looked like a wheelchair-accessible playground, which is the same as an able-bodied playground, but everything was filled with ramps and made for people in wheelchairs. "What is this?" I asked Laura. "Well, Marin, this is a wheelchair-accessible playground. Your husband wanted you to—" Laura covered her mouth as if she said something she was not supposed to. "I mean, your boyfriend wanted you to enjoy the day. So, what would you like to do first?" I was stunned. I didn't know how Mitch pulled this off. Him knowing my story, knowing that I didn't have a childhood, knowing that I was busy doing everything for everyone else and not having fun for myself. He made it possible for me to experience being a child for a little while. My heart was reminded why it loved this man so much. I cleared my throat and said, "I think I'd like to try the swings first." "Okay, Marin, let's go." We went over to the swings, which had a ramp with a platform that I drove onto. When my chair was on the platform, Laura pressed a button, and the platform moved up in the air with my chair. The swing set had no swing in it. The only swing was my chair. So with the push of the button, my chair went up in the air with the platform and came down. It went up and came down like a regular swing set, only for wheelchairs. I loved it, especially when it went up. I could feel the wind on my face and in my hair. I loved it so much. I remember being a child and wishing and wanting to go on the swings. Now I'm getting a chance to. It touched me so much that I struggled not to cry. But I held it back. Next, I went on to the slides. The slides were a little different. First, they hooked special slide wheels on my chair with special clips that would hook onto my own wheels. Then I went onto a ramp. Then, when I got to the ramp, Laura pressed a button and I went down the slide with the slide wheels helping me go down the slide.
I did that about 5 or 6 times. There was nothing like sliding down the slide with the wheels. I didn't want to get off the slide. It was so much fun. After the slide, I went through the maze. The maze was totally wheelchair accessible, with ramps and bigger spaces for my wheelchair to drive through. I almost got lost, but I had a great time. While I was having fun at the playground, I thought again how much I loved Mitch. He knew that I didn't have a childhood, so he wanted to create a day so that I could be a child again at 18 years old. I was one lucky girl. After the maze, I got another text telling me that there was another clue. It said, "So now that you've enjoyed your childhood at the playground, now it's time for your teen years." I got back into the limo and we drove for a little while I had my lunch, the best hamburger and soda I've ever tasted, with onion rings. About 20 minutes later, we stopped at what looked like a high school. It wasn't Creighton High, but it was a few towns over. What are we doing here? I wondered. At high school? He did say reliving my teen years, so I wonder what he had planned here. The driver let me off. Laura, who came with me in the limo, said this is our second stop for the day. "What is this place?" I asked her. "Oh, this was my high school a few towns over. Merritt High School." "What are we doing here?" "Oh, that I can't tell you, but let's go inside." She led the way inside. I was met by a wonderful lady with red curly hair and a wonderful smile. "Hello, Miss Jennis. Nice to meet you. I'm the cheerleading coach here at Merritt High, Kathy Purnell. I actually taught Laura when she went to school here." "Really? You were a cheerleader?" "Yes, I certainly was." "Mr. Knowles said you might want to cheer with the cheerleading squad today." "Really? I get to cheer with the cheerleading squad?" "Yes, come on, they're excited to meet you." Okay. I followed Coach Purnell and Laura in the gym where the cheerleading squad was practicing. I noticed that their squad was a mix of able-bodied people and disabled people. The coach blew her whistle and said, Girls, this is Miss Jennis. She's going to cheer with us today." "Hi," they said with smiles. I had never been in a room with such friendly people that didn't care that I was in a wheelchair. They taught me how they did their cheerleading routines, incorporating everyone. They made the disabled people a part of the cheerleading squad. The routines that they practiced were so intricate and so beautiful that they couldn't do it without the people in the wheelchairs holding their legs and helping with different stands and leg lifts and all that. I had so much fun. Knowing that my sister had cheered all those years and knowing that I couldn't do it always made me sad. But today, I realized that I could do it. People in my town just didn't want to accommodate me, but these people here couldn't wait to accommodate me and show me how people with disabilities were incorporated in the cheerleading routines. They would have special leg holders on their chair where the able-bodied person could stand on their chair, and they would use special ribbons in the routines, and those who could lift their arms up, they lifted their arms up. They would incorporate the abilities of the person, and everyone had a great time and worked hard. When the day was done, I thanked the coach. They gave me an honorary cheer apron that beginners wore. My heart was bursting with happiness. I could not believe that Mitch had thought of this. Standing outside the high school, I got another text. "Now that you've experienced being a part of the cheerleading squad, it's time to go into your adulthood." I got back into the limo. By this time, I was expecting dinner, but there was no dinner, which I thought was strange. Anyway, Mitch knew what he was doing. I hoped. About half an hour went by before we stopped. When we stopped, Laura led me to a specialty shop. Mr. Knowles said, "Pick out whatever you want." There were a team of sales associates that had my size in everything. I went shopping. I bought dresses, blouses, everything you could think of. It was like the movie Pretty Woman, but better, because everything in the store was my size. After I got finished shopping for beautiful clothes, I thought my shopping was over. But I went to a store with another associate. But this store had all bridal gowns in it. I wondered why I was here. There's only one reason that I could be here. But I shook my head. There's no way that that reason could be the reason why I'm here. Mitch probably just wanted to give me the fantasy and the fairy tale and have me pick out a wedding dress for later or something. He couldn't possibly mean being married now. But the thought of being married now filled me with such overwhelming joy. For a second, I wished he meant to be married now. I shook it off, and I was determined to enjoy this day. I got the perfect dress for me. It was beaded at the top with sheer sleeves and a flared skirt. It was absolutely beautiful. I looked amazing in it, if I did say so myself. After we picked out the wedding dress, we went to do my makeup and hair. Oh boy, Mitch was really going all out for this wedding scene. He really, really wants me to get a picture for when we get married. I'm not going to need to do anything. I'll have the pictures to say what I want. After hair and makeup, Laura and I got into the limo again and drove. After another 30 minutes, we stopped. By this time, the sun was setting. Beautiful pinks and purples lit up the sky. When I looked ahead, there was a beautiful wide path with lights all around it. On top of the guardrail and along the path were all little white Christmas lights strung up, illuminating the path so that those walking or wheeling on it could see where they were going. The path was still wide enough that the lights didn't get in the way. The sun was almost set at this point. When we stopped, Laura said, "This is where I leave you now. It was wonderful getting to know you today, Marin, and being with you for most of your special adventure." Thank you, Laura, for all your help today. You're welcome, Marin. As I drove along the path in my dress, which I had put on at the bridal salon, I drove along the path not knowing who would be there. Along the path, I met Nina, and then I met Lindsay, whom I hadn't seen since they got me up that morning. They were all dressed up, looking wonderful, with their hair and makeup all done, and their dresses looking absolutely beautiful. "Do you know what's going on?" I asked them. "Yes, but we can't tell you," they both said. I begged and pleaded, but they wouldn't say a word. As I drove down the path and got closer, my stomach felt full of butterflies as I saw a huge pergola with the same lights all around it. Standing in the middle of the pergola was Mitch, smiling and looking very handsome in a tuxedo. At that moment, when I saw Mitch, I knew what this was. I got off and went on a paved path right to him. "So, did you enjoy your day?" he asked with a smile. "Yes, Mitch. In fact, there aren't words what I'm feeling right now. It was literally breathtaking, Mitch." "Speaking of taking a breath, you look beautiful, Marin. Absolutely stunning." "Thank you. You look fabulous, too." Mitch was in a double-breasted suit, which fit him like a glove. His hair was slicked back with gel. As I smiled at him, I couldn't help feeling at a peace, tranquility. Mitch took a deep breath. "I have one more surprise." Mitch brought out 3 envelopes. "You went through your childhood on the playground. You went through your teen years and hung out with the cheerleading squad. But now is your adulthood. So as you step into adulthood, I want to step into adulthood with you. So I said this game was called Either or And. I gave you a choice if you wanted to do your childhood first or your teen years first, or if you wanted to go the other way. But what I didn't tell you is the game is also including your adulthood. So because it's called Either or And, here are your choices." He handed me the first envelope. Lindsay helped me open it because I was so nervous. It said, "Dance with me." Then Mitch handed me the second envelope, which said, "Marry me." I looked up at him when I read the words, and tears came to my eyes. "Hold on, there's one more envelope." The third envelope said, "Marry me and dance with me." Then he bent down on one knee and asked, "So, love, which envelope will it be? Are you gonna dance with me, marry me, or dance with me and marry me?" My heart was just so full. I couldn't believe what was happening. He was asking me to marry him, or just dance with him, or do both. He wasn't pressuring me, because if I said just dance with him, we would just dance. And if I just wanted to take a leap, we would just get married. Or if I wanted to do both, we would do both. "Baby," he said to me, looking in my eyes, "I know this is soon. I know we're only 18, and I know a lot's going on. I know we have a lot to figure out, and marriage is a big deal. But I will be by your side forever, through anything, and you won't have to worry about anything. I love you so much. You've brought so much into my life these past few months, and I want to be yours. Legally, emotionally, spiritually, in every way. I want to be yours. I don't want to wait. I don't want to waste time. Whatever you want to do, whether it's go to journalism school, do your singing thing, whatever you want to do, I will be here for you. I know you'll be there for me. I want to call you my wife. I want you to call me your husband. So will you? You're already a permanent part of my heart. Let's show the world that you are." I just burst into tears. I couldn't believe this whole day. I knew what my answer would be. "Number 3, I said through my tears. "Really? Really?" He jumped up and hugged me. I just burst into tears. I couldn't believe this whole day. I knew what my answer would be. "Number 3, I said through my tears. "Really? Really?" He jumped up and hugged me. "Yes, really, Mitch Knowles. I'll marry you and dance with you." After a few minutes, the officiant, someone we've known since we were children, came and stood in front of us. We said our vows and promised each other forever. Mitch placed a 5-carat Harry Winston diamond with a white gold band on my finger. Because he knew that I would have problems placing a ring on his hand, he put an identical male version of my ring on his hand. He put it on a chain, and when it was my turn, he bent down and I put it around his neck. I knew that whatever would come, we'd face it together. My husband would be with me. I would be with him. This wasn't only a contract or a piece of paper. It was a bond for life. It was a bond we were making that would be unbreakable.